Hello everyone and welcome back to Make Your Mind. Alright, here, let me line this up real quick. As you can see, I've already started making some of the multiple aspects of this next sculpture that I'll be doing for my Saturday premiere, which I will get into a little bit of detail coming up here in the next few minutes. But in the meantime, I'll give you a little backstory as to what the next premiere is going to be. Now, this creature that I'm making is a part of a book series that was written a long time ago. I will give more details on the premiere, but it was a multi-part series. Essentially, it was a science fiction series that revolved around a single planet. And it revolved around a single planet that contained a mineral that was known simply as spice. Spice was one of the most powerful mind-altering drugs known in the universe. That is, of course, in this book series. And the creatures that helped to bring it to the surface from this planet are, in fact, going to be what this sculpture is going to be. Of course, you saw in the title, it's all about spice. For those of you who know about this, you already know what's coming, but for those of you who don't know, which I do have a lot of younger viewers in the audience, there was a movie that came out in 1984 that was actually based on the very first book of this series. And essentially, since I did the crate dragon on the last video, or my last sculpture, which if you missed that and want to see it, click this link up here to go check out the crate dragon that I did from The Mandalorian, from Star Wars. That was off of Season 2, Episode 1. That was a really, really good one. But right now, I am currently making the latest depiction of the creature that is basically simply known as the sandworm. It has another name, but once again, I will be showcasing that name when the sculpture is finished. What I'm doing right now is I'm actually in the process of making some of the smaller details of what this creature is going to eventually have and look like. And for those of you who know what's going on, Dune, the movie, is being remade. It's actually being retold by the same director who did Blade Runner 2049, which if you haven't seen that movie, some of you may be younger and may not know, but that is a truly amazing movie and a great sequel to the original Blade Runner, which was directed by Ridley Scott. That was a fantastic film. And I recommend it if you don't mind a little science fiction. Definitely go check out Blade Runner 2049. That was a fantastic movie. With some little foibles here and there, but other than that, I would consider it to be a great sequel. But this is going to be... I'm going to be talking more or less about them bringing the movie Dune, which is what the movie is. That movie's coming back. It's being remade. And it's coming back to both... It's coming back essentially to both... Here, let me... Sorry, there we go. Yeah, it should be a little easier to hear me. I got my microphone on. So here we go. I'm just making the insides of this creature here and some of the details that are going to be on the outside. But yes, essentially this spice, which is basically it's like a powdered mineral. It almost looks like ground coffee or cayenne pepper is kind of what it looks like. But it's basically brought up from deep down below, and it comes out of these gigantic worms that live on this massive desert planet Dune, which in some ways is very similar to Tatooine from Star Wars, but in this aspect, Dune is much more. It's much more than that. But these creatures, they're absolutely massive. I mean, you're talking about a kaiju. These things, the sandworms, are truly. I mean, they're immense. Like, they would even give the Gargantuan Leviathan a run for its money. Sandworms are truly massive creatures. I mean, they can swallow entire cities. That any developers or any civilizations that try to live on the sands in Dune. I mean, it's an incredible book series. And essentially this spice is a major mind-altering drug that is used for much of the spacefaring civilization that is the human race in this book. And it's used for the calculations for faster than light travel. It's also used for many, many different things. And in fact, the drug is so powerful and so addictive that if you try to get yourself off of spice, you will succumb to the actual withdrawal symptoms. You will not survive. It's quite a scary thing, but for anybody who's interested in some cool science fiction, you got to go check out Dune. You can watch the movie that came out back in 1984, or you could also, in fact, check out the book series. You can get them in audiobook form, which I would recommend. I've actually started listening again to one of the Dune audiobooks from the first book, and man, oh man, it's such an extensive lore talking about Dune, because it's been around for so many decades. But it's an incredible book series, and I will be giving out more details and I guess spoilers of sorts, but once again, the book's been out for decades. If you don't know about it, you're gonna get learnt, especially with this. And especially with the new movie coming up. And, and for those of you also, let me grab this real quick. Here is the start of my depiction of the Canyon Krayt Dragon that I was going to do, because there's two species of the Krayt Dragon from Star Wars. There's the Greater Krayt, which I already did, and then here's the Canyon Krayt, which I'm going to finish, and that video is going to be posted on Thursday. So check that out, coming up on Thursday. So you'll be seeing my final finished version of the Canyon Krayt. So definitely go check that out. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and bring out the big guns here. I've already started the sandworm, but as you can see here, started on with that big mouth that opens up, and in the newer versions, there's actually these sort of filters. They almost look like whale baleen or teeth that sort of filter through the sand and pull out minerals and things like that. But that's basically what's going to be going on the inside of the mouth here, and I'm actually going to end up making the mouth even bigger. But these sandworms, these things, I mean, they are gigantic. They're massive. They basically can swallow, like I said before, they can swallow entire towns and entire cities if they so wish to. But it's quite an incredible thing here, and the one thing about the sandworm is that it's not completely smooth. There's actually tons of bumps and armor plating all over the top of this, so I'm going to be putting some armor and some other stuff on the top of this worm to sort of give it a sort of, I guess, an up and down, and also to help with the details. But yeah, it has this cavernous mouth, and it basically works the same thing as an earthworm, where it swallows what's in front of it, it filters out all the stuff, and then it leaves the dirt behind it. And it essentially spits out the spice, which then comes out. It digs way down into the dirt, and it finds it. But once again, I will be telling more details when the final sculpture is complete. So with that, that's the end of the video. If you enjoy more content like this, don't forget to leave a like down below, and remember to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss the next video. I got the Canyon Krayt Dragon coming tomorrow, Thursday, and I also have the finished sandworm sculpture going to be premiering this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go check it out when it comes out. And for those of you who wish to support the store, I also have a PayPal.me, and I also have an Etsy store where I sell handmade pins. I have my first edition Watermark, my official pin, and my Gargantuan pin. Like I said, I hand make all of these, and with these in particular, I'm only going to be making 20. So get them while you can. They're available on the link below on my Etsy store. So with that, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see all of you on the next Sculpture Showcase.